Welcome back, everyone, to Hearthstone Masters Korea Season 2. And we just had a nail-biting 3-2 for Rainy Hour, but he made it through to the quarterfinals this season. Talked about how he learned a lot about not underestimating players or meta or things like that. Also brought decks that he was more confident in rather than just trying to follow the trend. So that worked out well, but looks like we're going to jump right into the next matchup. Whoa, okay.
Really fast.
Here we go.
I'm kidding.
Everybody wants to get that last train home, and there's Janggon, our next match, one of the players in our next match. And he defeated a lot of well-known players in Korea in the qualifier, so he's been kind of the new Dawn of this season, right? Where people are talking about him a lot in the community.
The new Dawn, is that what it is? That we're calling him? Right.
And he's talking about, well, you know, I do understand that, you know, just steadier control play rewards you quite well, but I feel that sometimes you know, it just puts me in a corner where I can't get out, so I like to take a little bit bigger chances. And, you know, you might not know me, but if you watch the qualifiers, you'll know that I sit down a lot of these high-profile players in Korea, and there is going to be a reason for that. So look forward to the match. Cojingi, he's saying that to his opponent, and he says, well, you know, this is a big stage, so I'm going to really respect it as one, treat it as such. Practice a lot leading up to the round of 16 and come with my best form. And in the beginning, he talks about, well, you know, I kind of thought in passing that, oh, it'd be cool to play games on broadcast now then, or, you know, go on to these tournaments that are broadcasted. But here he is, made it through the qualifier. Getting 300 players in the offline qualifier this season for Season 2, so pretty intense.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, anyone who was able to make it through the qualifiers and get this far is a pretty good player. Having to go through like a huge pool like that, it was so competitive. And so Janggon from Team Justice Realization. Yeah, wow, what a team name.
We had some players last year in Korea versus China.
Yeah, they're
coming in from Justice Realization, and he got picked up by the team about 3 hours after the qualifiers ended. So they've been keeping an eye on the qualifiers. They saw how well he did, and they contacted him right away. So guess they liked his play. But we will meet Cojingi for now. On the other side, it's going to be Cojingi from Team Golden Coin, and his name is Jingi Hong. So not sure where the co comes from, but says, well, I feel really happy that I've made it through to the round of 16. You know, I've participated in other qualifiers before, including Korea versus China Masters last year. But I never got through, so.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was him?
Oh, yeah, Season 1, that's Cojingi. He got well known because he could fall asleep. But
can't fall asleep now. He's in the booth.
Says, you know, he woke up really early that day, so he was super tired. And he says one thing he's worried about is that he does get nervous quite a bit, so he's a little bit worried if that's going to affect him too much on stage. And also, he has to join the military for his mandatory service soon, so he wants to make sure he really makes it worth it this season to see how far he can go.
Very cool. Yeah, a recent addition to Team Golden Coin. We'll see what he can do today. Golden Coin, we finally have our jerseys.
Nice jerseys. Yep, there's the Golden Coin.
It is pretty cool. Kind of looks like one of the Dragon Balls too, actually, doesn't it?
Oh,
a little bit. Either way, it's pretty neat. A lot of Golden Coin players in the tournament. We will see if he can get through. The results haven't been as good for Golden Coin players this season, but
yeah, two have come through, or have come to the round of 16, and they've both been eliminated so far. And I believe groups A and C of the round of 16. So Cojingi will see if he can change the trend for Golden Coin here. And
three actually.
Oh, three.
Yeah. All right. Well, yep. Kuma, Ghost, and Transit.
Oh yeah, well Transit. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Because Golden Coin, it's an interesting concept because they treat it more as a clan, not like a full team.
That's true. I suppose Transit isn't technically a member of the team.
Right. It's like Green Hour, right? He's part of SK Gaming, but he's still like in the clan community here in Korea. Yeah. So it is interesting, but there are still players who play under the banner of Golden Coin, and then we have players who are still
part of the family.
Yeah.
Well, Warrior, Hunter, and Warlock, the classes for Janggon.
Ooh, not bringing Druid. That's refreshing. I'm happy to see Korean players. Not that I love Druid. Druid's one of my favorite classes, but
I'm just not the biggest fan right now.
I do think there's a reason we don't see it as much. I just think that the meta is more diverse. Not that Druid's necessarily weak, but I think you can move away from it without having to kind of rely on it as a crutch, per se.
Now, this is surprising. Paladin, Mage, and Druid.
Yeah, this is pretty new.
You know, neither, and all three of those classes are not surprising on their own, but the fact that he didn't bring Warrior, he didn't bring Warlock, and he didn't bring Hunter, that he didn't bring any of those three, that's a bit surprising.
Well, again, we just talked about it. The meta's pretty diverse right now in Hearthstone. People are pretty happy with where it is. I mean, sure, you'll still have qualms, but that will always be the cycle of balance. And, of course, as we get cards added in,
it's a circle of life, Chobra.
Yeah, circle of life in a
and
card game.
And it moves us all.
Does it?
Yeah, well, according to Elton John, anyway.
Okay. Well, Cojingi having a little bit more of the fan predictions here. Of course, on that team, Golden Coin a little bit longer than Janggon's been on Just in Realization. But we'll see. Janggon took down some high profiles in the qualifiers. We'll be jumping into set number 1 in Group F of the round of 16.
So we are leading things off with Warrior versus Mage, and depending on what the decks are, this could be very good for Janggon.
Well, it looks like it's Mech Mage for Cojingi. We still see it come back now and then.
This one could get interesting.
Yeah, it really could. It really could. The Goblin Blast Mage, Cojingi is going to want to use that as early as possible, but then it's rough because even things like Acolyte, right? It's not great against.
Pretty rough hand for Janggon. Leading things off here.
Not as bad for Cojingi. He's got that Mech Warper.
Yeah.
No weapons is what really seals the deal here for Janggon. Oh, there's the Despite, though, as we speak.
Yeah, but that's going to come a little bit on the late side. He's not going to be able to deal with the Mech Warper on if it gets played right now. But it's from the Mage's perspective, it feels so risky to play it. I agree with this. I think you play it anyway. Just because going into turn 3, you can either play the Pile of
Shadows. But he draws
he drew the Fiery War Axe.
Oh, man, so that's why Cojingi himself was thinking about just putting down the Annoyatron and then just buying a turn on turn 3 to lead into.
I still think you go with it. I think he made the right decision. Just a little bit of bad luck there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so neither play can really be blamed. Let's put it that way, right?
No.
So, and they just won a 3-0. Let's go for a quick game.
Almost 3-0 last time. We ended up making it all the way to Game 5.
It was a roller coaster, especially for Rainy Hour's heart.
All right, looks like it's just going to be the
Despite into Dread Corsair.
Yeah.
So Janggon really realized that he just wants to clear everything as early as possible, especially, obviously, again, the Blast Mages can come in. Just have a slew of other things. If the Annoyatron comes out, it's going to be blocked.
Well, again, I think definitely the right decision for Janggon. You need to seize board control against Mech Mage and hold it. Otherwise, they will run you over. And, if they do any sort of damage to you early on, that makes the Antonidas finisher, that much more deadly. So you do have to kind of play it a little bit aggressively to control it early on with this matchup.
Yeah, and Cojingi, Mech Mage, he's been slowed down a lot already. I mean, this is pretty slow.
It's getting very scary already for Cojingi. I'm probably going to end up seeing a Lotheb next turn. Whoa, what?
All right.
Oh. Huh? Her shoes fell off.
Yeah. No, she's just getting comfy, man. She's got her blanket.
I should take my shoes off, too. It's more comfortable to cast without your shoes on.
It's true. Yeah.
Well, at least Cojingi managed to get a trade with what came out of his Paladin Shredder. That is nice. It does make the Lotheb a little bit safer to play this turn. So things are not great, but it could be worse. And honestly, the hand for Janggon isn't really terribly inspiring.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. He got the weapons he needed, but he only bought time for one more weapon, and then he's got some parts to somewhat of a combo, but because he's been so focused on clearing, he didn't get to put down his loot hoarders. And that has delayed his plays a lot. So Janggon pretty much sacrificed his own terms just to try to block off the Mech Mage, and we'll see if it pays off.
I think playing the 2 loot hoarders is just kind of what you do. You know?
Here for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, wow. Well, okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's Snow Chugger into Goblin Blast Mage. It doesn't get much stronger than that on turn 6. Yep. And
what does he get from the draws, though?
Of course it does.
Does he get a patron so that as he nears? Okay, he gets an inner range. And he gets a patron. All right. Well,
okay. Well,
he just needs to buy a little bit more time. But Janggon, again,
it's something, yeah.
Not only did he not draw, but he also hasn't been able to armor up because he's been so busy clearing.
Yeah, this is still looking pretty good for Cojingi at this point.
Yeah, he's caught back up in terms of, you know, where he wants to be by turn 7, 8.
Now, if you are...
Ooh, this is tough.
Janggon.
Janggon.
Yeah, you do have a very difficult turn ahead of you. Just because that Armor Smith is going to get cleared so quickly, you're not going to get any benefit out of it, really. But, you know, your other options are playing the Fiery War Axe and attacking into the Snow Chugger, and then you're frozen, and you take 2 more damage. You've got 10 incoming. You know, you don't have the mana to play Warsong Commander into something that can clear the board right now. So just a really difficult turn for Janggon, and I think he's going to end up attacking into the Snow Chugger. I think that's really the best you can get out of this. Okay, yeah.
He's just going to buff that up. Okay. Oh, wow. He wants to just get
okay,
rid of the
just
low
inner rage.
All right.
All right. Yeah, just getting rid of that.
Okay, well, he had to sacrifice a little bit of the Dream combo, but...
That was a really good turn, actually, because that makes
he played it well.
It makes it potentially trade with the Blast Mage. Now, we may just see the Fireball get played here, but...
Well, that's, I mean, that's just game, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. All right, never mind. That's just game.
Yeah, so I was surprised. I mean, I think Janggon made a good play for himself.
Yeah.
But again, there was already 12 damage on board, so...
Yeah, I didn't realize he was so low health already. It was just so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, that's a quick game for Cojingi. And again, I mean, Mech Mage, the reason it went out was not because the deck really felt weaker. Oh, man, he's just calculating after the game's over. But, you know, it's not that the deck itself really got weaker in comparison to the meta as a whole, but it's just especially on ladder, certain matchups like the new Demon Zoo really takes advantage. It's kind of the...
Hybrid Hunter does.
Yeah, the circle
well
comes back because Mech Mage came into play because it took out the old Hunters and the old Zoo, and now the new Zoo and the new Hunters take out the Mech Mage. But in tournament play, you can still have, I mean, it still has a lot of bursts. You can still have some really good clear.
I believe Life Coach had it in his list that he just won Via Game Cup with yesterday. So
you still see it now and then, even in global tournaments. So again, that really speaks to the diversity of the meta. But we'll see what other decks we see in set number 2 between Janggon and Cojingi.
What do we got? Warlock versus Druid for game number 2.
And what will the Warlock be for Janggon?
Let's see. Zoo.
Okay.
All right. And we'll see if it's a demon-oriented Zoo or if it's more of the traditional one. With that draw, it really could be either one.
Yeah.
You have the Abusives, the Defenders, and the Haunted Creepers both in most lists. And it's Demon Zoo, I believe. Well, actually, no. It could still be traditional Zoo, I suppose, because you do
just
run
like
one Void Terror once in a while. Yeah, you do.
Whoa, 2 Void Terrors. That is not common, really, in any like meta deck that we see on ladder and such. But
in Korea, double Void Terror is actually really common in traditional Zoo.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. You saw it once in a while. I think a lot of people, and I agree with them, feel that one is more. It's a little bit better if you're playing traditional Zoo, but in Korea they really like the double Void Terror.
Well, Korea loves the... Wow, someone took out the antlers of Malfurion.
Okay.
You know what's really funny? So
what?
So when we talk about Malfurion, so Malfurion is like, it's such a big meme here in Korea because Yakhe, like Yakhe is it's weak, but it also means you do drugs or like you take meds.
Oh, really?
So it depends on context and how you space it when you write it down. So when you say like Druid Yakhe, then it not only means that he's weak, but also means that
he's on drugs.
Yeah. So Malfurion, the Korean meme of Hearthstone, and you thought America was good at memes.
I thought I invented Malfurion. I didn't know it was actually a thing here.
It's pretty funny.
Wow. Well, trying to avoid an ideal swipe by only Void Tearing that Abusive Sergeant.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. You'll still get another hit out of it if you want.
Yep.
Cojingi will have to trade one of his minions into that most likely. Probably the Shredder.
Yeah, you could Knife Juggler and then run the Spider and see what happens if you want to feel very bold about it.
Adventurous.
Yeah. I would be a little bit hesitant to try that.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, if he kills.
Right. The dream could happen.
Dream Knives? Nope. No Dream Knives.
Oh. Ooh, and now the swipe looking really good. But, all right, but now Cojingi, he also is going to feel that he really wants to take out that Knife Juggler one way or the other.
Well, he's got some options to do that.
Yeah,
too,
he'll probably, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Then you just swipe the Void Terror.
Yep.
Oh, wow, he's even going to use the Shade just to get complete board clear.
Hey, I think you definitely have to do that against Zoo, so. Yep, good play by Cojingi. In a pretty good spot. Power Overwhelming doesn't really help out too much for Janggon.
Yeah, just going to put down the Imp Gang boss.
Starting to fall behind a little bit here.
7 damage on board.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh man, there are some good choices here, but Thorison's still going to be the play.
Yeah,
for Cojingi. And yeah, just going to go face. Cojingi's not too worried about Janggon getting a couple more imps now because he's got such an advantage. He's got that Force of Nature. He's got the Cenarius.
He's nearly got lethal already here.
Yeah.
He's got that Force of Nature, right? And if he draws into a Savage Aura, there's more stuff out there. It's going to be pretty rough.
Yeah, well, it's lethal right now unless Janggon clears at least something. Now, you have, I mean, you have the Power Overwhelming. You've got the Void Terror. You know, I think maybe you can try to clear the Thorson and then put on the Void Terror. You get another Imp. You get the Void Walker there. I think you kind of have to, actually. Now we do see that Keeper of the Grove in Cojingi's hand, so it's not going to really last too long. But got to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, so smart of Janggon to at least keep that other Imp alive. No need to waste it, especially if you're going to be over also a 7 attack anyway, because it could also get BGH'd.
True enough. But now, there is a silence, so he can really efficiently trade that Shade into the Void Terror too.
Yeah, well, there is that Void Walker to deal with for now.
Oh yeah, you can just silence the Void Terror too, I suppose.
Yeah, I think you just silence that and. Oh, you meant you silence.
That's called overthinking it, guys.
We do it all. We do it all, Doa.
We do.
Now, so okay, so this. I think Cojingi is tempted to just hero power here and get rid of the... Well, actually, either way, actually. You're right. Either way, the Shade is going to get traded. So he just puts down a second one.
Why not?
All right, well, doesn't feel too great. Yeah, that feels
He could have done 6 damage there, but chose to just kind of control the board as well. And yeah, I mean, you can play it a little bit slower against Zoo if you get ahead of them on board like this.
Yeah.
That's a tough draw, too.
Yeah. Personally, if I was going to, I might have just used the hero power, like you're only taking 1 damage from the Void Walker. Just get that extra 6 attack in.
I do kind of prefer that a little bit more, because then you'd still have a 6, you'd theoretically still have a 6 attack creature on the board to
yeah, so they'd still have to clear it, yeah.
Doomguard, yeah. Oh, all right, getting a couple taunts out here.
Well, and then you can just go home with the Shade. You could argue that maybe you keep it because of a Dark Bomb, but you're so ahead now that it doesn't really matter, I think.
That's true, yeah. Janggon not feeling too good here at the end of this one. Doesn't really have a way to clear efficiently. I think you have to life tap here.
You know what it is? It's because Cojingi is not as high profile, so Janggon can't big game hunter him. Janggon is the big name hunter of Season 2.
That's true.
He can only take down people who have a certain number of World Championship points.
That's the tricky part, man. Oh no, it only did 2. Well, that is about that, guys.
Yeah, you've got the Force of Nature.
Yeah, he's got plenty of damage. 11. Yeah, he can kill him any number of ways. Well, 2 ways specifically. And he's going to choose the Druid of the Clawway. Smart to not reveal the combo just in case. And so that is a 2-0 now for Cojingi.
Yeah, so he retires 2 decks, and he's now down to the Paladin.
Yeah. Will he be able to close it out 3-0 like Rini Hour almost did, or are we going to see a more closer match than we saw last time?
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, Cojingi talked about how nerves affect him a lot, but it looks like he's doing just fine so far in this round of 16.
I think he's playing really well. I think that he's staying calm. He's making good decisions. He's not playing too quickly right now. So, well played by Cojingi so far.
We will be taking a commercial break, and when we return, what will Janggon bring out first to battle the last class of Cojingi, which is Paladin? Janggon has all 3 of his decks, Hunter, Warrior, and Warlock left. Which does he decide to kick off with? on this potential reverse all kill? Find out after the break, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, to Hearthstone Masters Korea Season 2. We are in match point for Cojingi in Group F of the round of 16. We'll be jumping right into set number 3 to see if Cojingi can take the 3-0 or if Janggon, as you see on your screens right now, will be able to climb back in. Janggon has Hunter, Warrior, and Warlock to battle the Paladin of Cojingi.
Yep, that's right. And Paladin, I really love Paladin right now. I've been all about the Warrior for so long, but I'm really enjoying a lot of different Paladin decks at the moment. We'll see if Cojingi can keep the safe, methodical play that he's had in the first 2 games for the third one and close it out.
We will find out here shortly. Janggon, he took down a lot of high-profile names in the qualifiers. Can he make things a little bit more interesting for the fans here? Or there's the new golden coin jerseys for Cojingi here, and will he be able to commemorate the new jerseys of Team Golden Coin with a nice win and securing a spot in the quarterfinals for Golden Coin? 2 members playing under the banner so far haven't been able to make it through to the quarterfinals, but let's find out. Set number 3 between Janggon and Cojingi.
here we go. Warlock is the selection. So going with the Demon Lock once again is Janggon. All right. I think that's a fairly strong choice against Paladin.
Okay, has the Flame Imp.
You can certainly overwhelm them, which is kind of the idea.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not getting.
Okay.
I don't know if he's probably definitely running Shield and Mini Boss, but I don't know what else he's running for early game. But he does have a Knife Juggler.
If he's not running shielded mini bots, then this deck has issues.
Yeah, pretty much. So not having that early hurts a little bit, but
a little bit of a slow start here. I think you kind of have to coin out the Knife Juggler, unfortunately. But if you do that, then what do you do on turn 2? I just don't think you can afford to take that 3 damage early on.
I say you coin this out, and then next turn, you just put down a dude and you attack face.
Or you just put down a dude and then you don't do anything because your Knife Juggler is dead from the Flame Imp.
Well, okay, well if that happens, yes.
Yeah.
I was assuming Janggon might just go for face, but
no, I don't think so.
Probably not.
Can't leave a Knife Juggler out because the thing is well, I suppose you can't muster, but still.
Yeah, it's still not worth it to
have
keep
to
that.
trade. Let's play it. Let's play it. Yep.
The chain of 3 2s.
I know.
Who will get the last laugh?
Who will juggle the last knife?
Yeah, very true.
1 mana shy of a really strong turn for Janggon. It seems like you still play the egg here.
Yeah, see if you can get it to face. You don't.
Yeah.
Now, Janggon a little bit worried about a possible muster for battle, so does he just get rid of it? It feels kind of bad. Okay, so he's going for face.
Yeah, because the thing is, when you have that egg out, it's okay if knives start to hit the board because you want them to hit the egg. So I think that's just fine. Now, against Demon Zoo, you probably wouldn't throw down... Ooh, I don't know about that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Because you know Mal'Ganis is in there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Dr. Boom is in there.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, that worked out about as well as it could for Cojingi.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Yeah. I kind of like the defender here.
Yeah, I think just using it on the egg is fine. If it draws out of silence, you draw out of silence, but you still got the clear with it. It still did something, and if it draws out of silence, it's also doing something. So now Cojingi doesn't have an easy way to get rid of the egg.
Oh, that was not... Yeah, I think that was just a hero power turn. All right. Well...
He's like, no!
Now, the thing is, if he draws an owl, he can still theoretically silence Mal'Ganis, but...
Well, yeah, but, I mean, what do you do? I mean, sure, you have Consecrate,
but you ideally...
Then you pop the egg.
You'd ideally like to save it for Equality Consecrate as well, too.
Yes, and also now, especially that you use the BGH, you really want that for Mal'Ganis. Okay, but here's the thing. You've got the Elder Peacekeeper, you've got the Dr. Boom, you've got the Lay on Hands. Kojingi can still try to make this work.
You still have 24 health. You really don't consecrate this turn.
Nope.
Consecrated.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's not just that he pops the egg, but he still has the Voidwalker and the Defender of Ours to deal with. There's a Void Caller.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's going to be a bit challenging for Cojingi to 3-0, I think, at this point.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's not complete. It's not completely over, but it's still not going too great at the moment.
All right, well, sure, okay. All right, he still has equality. He's got the Lay on Hands.
Yeah, he does have that.
There is a Sylvanas on the other side, though.
Ooh, yeah.
Janggon really prioritizing keeping that Voidwalker alive. I mean, keeping everything alive because we saw that one Consecrate coming out. I think that's fine.
Yep.
Still do so much damage. And there's a Sylvanas. Kojingi gasping a little bit, realizing that he doesn't really have a way out of this.
Yeah.
You've got 12 damage on board already. You can't get... Oh, well, now you can get Mal'Ganis out, which will only buff the Voidwalker, though. So...
Void Caller, too.
Yeah. Oh, he can silence that, though, yeah. So that is lethal.
Oh, yeah, guess it is.
Because you get 3 extra damage from that. Well played by Janggon. I totally missed that one, but getting the kill.
Yeah, and in the end, playing that BGH mattered only in that it provided a target for for implosion.
Yeah, otherwise it didn't really matter. I mean, it was just a slow hand, too, for Cojingi. And also, Janggon just trading very, aggressively early on, making sure that he still has his flow of minions, and he made it work. So Janggon climbs back in, 2-1. Gets a win with his Warlocks, and now we're down to Warrior and Hunter for Janggon.
Yeah, and he has to win with both of them. I feel like versus Hunter, Paladin's a pretty good matchup right now. We'll see how Warrior goes.
Yeah, we'll see if Janggon does choose to bring out that Warrior. Cojingi trying to keep his focus. He looks tired again today, too. I mean, you got to wake up, man. You got a match to play. Set number 4 between Janggon and Cojingi. Cojingi leading 2-1. Can he secure the game, or will we go to set number 5? Let's find out as we load into the game.
Here we go. It's going to be Warrior, which I believe is a little bit better matchup against Paladin, but ultimately it doesn't really matter because you have to win with both.
Yeah.
And it's Patron Warrior. I'm so glad to finally see so much Patron Warrior.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I feel like Patron is starting, it's going to take a bit of a dip in foreign tournaments starting now, but it's finally just entering a lot of play here in Korea. But again, throughout all esports, Korea has always been hesitant to adopt things quickly. They like to practice and practice and practice until they know they've got it down.
Yeah, Korea always came in a step later, oftentimes in the meta, especially early on in a game's life, but then perfected it first. But it's not really working out so far in Hearthstone, because Hearthstone meta revolves pretty quickly. I mean, just given the nature of a card game and, of course, the different classes we have, there's just a lot more rotating between in the rock, paper, scissors concept. But we'll see how things go. And we did see this Patron Warrior in set number 1, lost to the Mech Mage. Pretty convincing game from Cojingi in set number 1. We'll see how the Paladin does here.
Yeah, I feel like the Acolyte is going to be the play here again, because if you trade in, sure, then the Knife Juggler's at 1 health, so that's fine. Otherwise, you might have knives hitting you and giving you draws. So that's pretty good. And it prevents the muster for battle from being played for sure.
Yeah.
I think he was planning on coining out this True Silver Champion and taking out the Armor Smith anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad start. Might take out the Acolyte too.
Yeah, I think he will
Armor
just
Smith
attack with that.
Armor Smith is a little bit better target early on. There we go.
Yeah, so Cojingi securing the board for now. Janggon doesn't really have too many great plays, because using a weapon on a 1 health minion, not the most convincing play, but I think you kind of have to at this point, especially that. Yeah, then you can put down your Loot Hoarder.
Well, in the end too, I mean, if you can put on the Loot Hoarder, you could also armor up, and then it does effectively 1 damage. And either way, he's still 28, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, in terms of health, it's no big deal. It's just you feel that you're missing out on some damage. But when you're playing things like Patron Warrior, you can't be too hung up on just how much damage you're missing out on weapons or such.
Nope.
I don't know who he's cheering for, but Don really wanted someone to win.
Well, I'm sure Don's cheering for his teammate, Golden Coin, Cojingi.
Well, okay.
I would imagine.
No. Cojingi puts down that Shredder.
Now, there could be a Knife Juggler muster for battle turn coming up here too. That's a nice amount of health to soak up knives with. Janggon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Shut down.
Well, he can just run it in.
He can run it in.
Anyway.
And in fact, if he runs it in, it'll be better.
I would definitely run it in and then Knife Juggler muster for battle here, I think. Yeah.
But,
it's not actually that big of a deal. Because I think the turn was going to be that anyway. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Sledge Poacher's fine.
Well, going into a turn 6,
yeah,
you do run a little bit of the risk of, well, no, not charging in, though. So you don't need that Sludge Belcher out right now.
Yeah, but I think at this point, Cojingi, that muster for battle just has to wait for a Quartermaster. It can't really be played any other way unless you're desperate. And we will see just a simple clear here from Janggon. You'll also get that free Dread Corsair.
Yeah, well, I mean, now you have to wait for sure, because you're moving into turns where, you can see those Grim Patrons come out, and you don't want knives to hit that, but I suppose this is the last turn he could do it. Because turn 7 is still a turn before you can go Orison Commander, Grim Patron. So it's okay to have minions less than 3 power then. But it's a bit risky.
So if you Knife Juggler and you Defender of Argus, there's no guarantee, right?
I think if you Knife Juggler, you still play Muster, but he's probably just not going to play Muster until he gets a Quartermaster now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah, it's still okay.
Yeah, but this was I mean,
I still like the Knife Juggler Muster for battle better.
No, and also there was no point in Cojingi putting that on the side. Because Don made that mistake in the quarterfinals. He only taunted one minion with the Defender Argus when it wouldn't have mattered. So Cojingi, I mean, you basically lost out on 1 extra damage and 1 extra health on the Sludge because it's taunted anyway.
Yeah.
So the Shielded Minibot isn't prioritized. I mean, you should have just put it in the middle. That's why Don's shaking his head there.
I think the nerves and the fatigue are starting to get to Cojingi.
Yeah.
It is after 11 p.m. here in Korea, so it's getting a little bit on the late side. And it looks like we're just going to have some patrons made here.
Yeah, well, you've got that second Whirlwind, too.
Yep, that's right. And this also clears out the Divine Shield, too.
The Death Bite, too. So I guess you just settle with the Death Bite here. No point in Whirlwinding again, because then you'll kill off one of the patrons for 3. Yeah, he'll just trade the taunt. It was already at 1 health anyway. Now,
without an equalize or equality, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, you can't consecrate this board because you'll just be back to square 1.
You cannot even hero power this turn.
You can't do anything. You can put down the BGH.
You could put down the BGH.
You could.
But you know they've got Gromash. They might have Dr. Boom, although Dr. Boom has been less common in lists lately, but might still be in there. So yeah, playing the Big Game Hunter is the only thing you can do this turn.
So if Kojingi's desperate, he can muster for battle and then consecrate and then kill off 1 and reduce the number of patrons to 1. But then if a Warsun Commander comes out, you're pretty much done.
Well, even if he does that, it'll still produce 1 out of the 1 he hits. So he'd end up with the same amount either way, wouldn't he?
No, so, okay, if you consecrate first, right, you kill off the 1 health and the 2 health.
You're saying consecrate first.
Yeah, and
then he would only have 3. No, you'd still have
only 1 to deal with.
You'd still have 4 on the board.
Or 3 to deal with. Yeah, so you'd reduce it, and I meant so you reduce 1 out of the total, but
which is probably not worth it in the end. Yeah.
But then he couldn't attack with 2 of them because they'd be 1 health. He couldn't kill the dudes with 2 of them.
I guess.
Just saying. Not recommending it.
You're in a bad spot either way, man.
Yes, that is the ultimate point here. And even without the Warsun Commander, I mean, Janggon's just going to get plenty of board here.
Jingi's only way out is equality, and he's only got 1 in his deck.
Oh, wow, he's only running 1. Okay, well, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, this is more of a mid-range paladin, it looks like. So, yeah, it's only running that 1 equality. And this one is over unless he draws it.
Well, he's going to have to consecrate. And that, I think that's still lethal, right, with the Death Bite, too.
Well, this is actually really nice because the Death Rattle can't go off. So if he kills 1 here, he's in pretty good shape.
Well, he needs to kill 1. But that is lethal because you got 10 on board with the Death Bite.
And if you play Gromash anyway, he's got Whirlwind. He's got plenty of damage. So Janggon comes back, wins 2 in a row. So for the 2nd time today, we have a player in danger of being reverse sweeped.
Oh boy, the ultimate Grim Patron combo. One of the fans being a fan of the deck himself. That's good to see. It's a fun deck. It's hard, but you know, if you're the type that likes a challenge, I mean, it's definitely a deck that it's always challenging, no matter how much you've played it. Every game requires new choices to be made.
It is a really hard deck to be very good with.
Yeah, I do think so. And there are ways, like we discussed earlier, like Green said, there are ways to actually tech against it pretty solidly, or certain classes just naturally deal with it a little better.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why we're seeing a little bit of a trend away from it. Not that it's not being used at all anymore in global tournaments, but just not as popular, right? Before we saw every player bringing it out, and then, you know, after the trend of Freeze Mage in global tournaments. But right now in Korea, we're starting to see it seep back in, but only 1 deck left for both players. Hunter versus Paladin. Can Cojingi still secure the game that he was leading to, or will Janggon get the reverse sweep? Let's find out in set number 5 in the last game of the day.
Hunter versus Paladin will be the final game. And we'll see what happens. Again, I like Cojingi's odds going into this just because I feel like Paladin's in a pretty good spot versus Hunter right now in general, but this is an interesting Hunter. We've got Leroy in there, we've got Snake Trap. So
yeah, we've got Snake Trap, okay.
Bit of a variation on the Face Hunter, probably. We've seen Face Hunters that include different traps from time to time. I think this is a Hunter that we're going to see double Leper Gnome.
Yeah.
Yep. You double Leper Gnome. What's he draw?
I think you just,
just
put it down?
Yeah, you definitely double Leper Gnome.
Wow.
Next turn, you can Hero Power. You can play the Abusive if you want to. I like Hero Power next turn, but either way, double Leper Gnome is a lot of damage. So what? So double Leper Gnome, man.
That's 8 damage, even if they only attack once each turn. Oh, you've got the Haunted Creepers, too.
Yeah.
I think you just put that down, and then you just go to face.
Yep, definitely, because that sets you up for a really nice Animal Companion on turn 3. You can get into possibly Leok or something, but a Muster for Battle is a pretty good draw here, actually.
And so it begins, the race to face.
Pretty much. And then you have to run into the other Leper Gnome. Yep.
Ooh, that hurts.
Well, that's the strength that double Leper Gnome can do. Look at that, he's already down to 20.
Yeah.
And hopefully June didn't stick around to watch this game, otherwise he's going to feel even worse.
Yeah, I think you just got to go for the Animal Companion here. Oh, wow. That is... Oh, okay.
Nice. True Silver Champion.
All
Great
right.
draw for Cojingi there.
Yeah, you can work with that.
Yeah. Wow.
Still take two total damage, though, so you're still down to 18, but...
Clear the board, though. And he's got an Antique Healbot coming next turn. Ooh, man, I would not leave a Beast out.
But now you can still leave the Shield and Minibot unharmed, though, so I'm wondering if Cojingi just wants to, clear the Beast and then just go to face with the others, or...
Well, I'd take out one of them. I would still take out all of them, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you just can't risk like a Glaive Zuka or something like that. There's or Abusive Sergeant.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you can do damage. So, all right. And Arcane Golem.
Yeah, just front loading all that damage. It's still 6 more.
Yep.
Down to 12 for Cojingi, and like you mentioned, Doa, that Antique Healbot is there to buy him some time.
It's pretty big, and you can totally play the Zombie Chow here too.
Yeah, and I mean, he can clear the board. He can put down the Zombie Chow if he wants.
Yep.
Looks like he's actually going to prefer to put down the load, though. He decides if you block the spells, there's no way for him to kill him at 12 health, which is correct.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, you can't unleash. You can't do something. Well, you wouldn't have enough mana for double kill command anyway, but and no beasts. So, yep, he's in good shape.
Yeah. Janggon
All right.
just has to kind of wait things out now.
Yeah. So now you Knife Juggler, Healbot, and then next turn you go into Tyrian Fordring.
Yep.
So a pretty smooth mid game here actually for Cojingi. He's managed to stabilize, and he's gonna actually leave it at 3. And
doesn't want to deal with a bigger Unleash the Hounds. All right.
Yeah, I agree with this. I think it's dangerous to get more than 3 minions on the board against Face Hunter right now. And this is one of the primary reasons why right here.
Yeah. But again, I mean, his board's going to be safe, like you mentioned. The Tyrion's going to come down.
Wow. Not bad.
Well, yeah, not bad.
Yeah, pretty great knives here, actually.
Yeah, well, he clears it really well. But the point is, I mean, Janggon's been slowed down quite a bit, and the Tyrion's there. I mean, Janggon doesn't have an answer for that.
Nope. Not quite yet. So...
Ooh, actually...
You can play the Tyrion, or actually, I would say you can True Silver Paladin Shredder.
Yeah, that's...
In fact,
it's not too bad, but this is fine, too. And yeah, even though the Beast is scary, the Knife Juggler can easily get rid of that Divine Shield. Oh, wow!
No way.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's still a 6/6 on the board, though. He's still
but
got, and he's
no
still
taunt.
He's still got some healing, though, coming from the True Silver Champion.
Oh,
Defender of
Argus.
There it is. And with 9 health, there's still ways for Janggon to possibly kill him. He's still got a lot of health to work with. Oh, wow, what a knife. That's so good. Ooh, I don't know if I would have hero powered, though.
You know, I think he was trying to clear as much as possible. Obviously, again, it's the same.
That's true.
It's the same deal, though, like the earlier situation with the Unleash the Hounds. But because we saw one owl, I think Cojingi felt a little safer. He's like, all right, well, with one owl down, I can probably still go in with that damage.
Yep. All right. Well, obviously Cojingi is going to be pretty hesitant with the trap, but I think you can just play True Silver Champion and attack in with that first.
Yeah.
Just scout to see what it is. Because if it's not explosive, you can probably just go to face. Although Kill Command Hero Power would kill you with a Beast out.
Cojingi actually has lethal next turn if both knives from the Knife Juggler would have hit. But now that that's gone. Because you could have put a dude down the Shredder and played the True Silver Champion.
Juggler, though.
Yeah. Oh, Cojingi. I mean,
you can't clear all the beasts either way. So,
yeah,
he gets rid of the most damage he can. If Kill Command is drawn, it's almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's actually going to heal up for 2 from
Yes. This. So he's safe.
Or even,
now.
Yeah.
Now, if he draws into a quick shot, though.
Yeah, that's true. Then things could get interesting.
Is it a quick shot?
Oh, Mad Scientist. All right. Cojingi ends up taking it in the end. So, wow, some nail biters tonight for sure. But triumph for Rainy Hour and now Cojingi here in the second match.
Well, congratulations to him. Well played.
Oh, Hunter is scary, Chobra. Hunter is scary.
Yeah, you can see how happy he is. And he, you know, it's Rainy Hour had flashbacks to season 1, but Cojingi was probably like, oh, shoot, like, are the nerves getting to me? There were probably a million thoughts running through his head. But he gets through to the quarterfinals. We saw Dawn just, like, hugging his friend next to him there in the crowd and just cheering right after Cojingi secured the win in set number 5. So, a good day for Golden Coin. Got some new jerseys. Got another player through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And we have Janggon. I mean, man, a good match, a good showing by him, but
yeah, it was
he's
close.
Just a little unhappy about how things turned out.
He made it close, and he made it through a lot of powerful names in the qualifiers, but just couldn't quite make it through the round of 16.
Well, we'll have a quick chat with Cojingi before we wrap up today's show with Hearthstone Masters Korea Season 2. Let's see what he has to say. All right, well, of course, congratulations are in order. And, you know, just how do you feel? You seem really happy. So Janggon took out one of his teammates and his practice partners in the qualifiers. So he's like, well, I feel really good being able to get revenge and also obviously make it into the quarterfinals. I feel very happy about that. And I was actually not as nervous as I thought I would be in the booth because it is a little more secluded. Actually, I think I'm more nervous now that I'm standing on stage. And yeah, what about at the 2-2 situation when you were tied up? But yeah, I mean, knowing that it was a Hunter, obviously Hunter's a big threat, but I had those early minions like Shielded Minibot and Zombie Chow in my deck. You know, I had the Defender of Argus, so I had more taunts than you might normally see in certain other Paladin decks. So I felt pretty confident. There was a high chance that I would have been able to battle through that early phase and climb back in. And in terms of preparation, again, my teammate helped me out with what he faced during the qualifier to prepare quite a lot. But it was a lot different than we expected. And things like Patron Warrior we actually didn't expect because we figured, you know, you don't have as many players in Justice Realization as a team. There wasn't as much time, so I thought he would still bring in pretty similar decks and style, just what he's used to, not anything too complex in terms of calculations. So that's where we missed out a little bit in preparation, but you know, I think it still worked out. Obviously, he got the win 3-2, and again, I'm just very thankful that I didn't get as nervous as I thought I would. And again, it just feels good to also take down a player, not just who took down my teammates, but who took down other high-profile names. And so this is a good point to prove me to myself by getting this win. And we'll review a little bit of the moments here in this match. Of course, we kick it off. Cojingi knows.
Yeah, he doesn't want to remember this one.
Yeah, you see him like rubbing his temple. He's like, oh, wait.
Oops.
I love it. I love our replay system. Our directors are great.
Relive it over and over again, Cojingi. Remember this moment.
I thought you said you don't get nervous. Why'd you make that mistake? Yeah, I wasn't really nervous. I think I just, I just wasn't thinking. But we were just trying to poke some fun at him. Of course, now that he's got the win, he's feeling good. And now going towards the quarterfinals, he will be facing Riniauer in the quarterfinals. First up, of course, it is double elimination, but that will be your first opponent. So Cojingi just saying, well, he's a great player, so it won't be easy, the quarterfinals. But that's about all I can say for now. I'll have to put some thought into it. And now, what's kind of your attitude this season, knowing that you are, scheduled to go to your mandatory service military afterwards? I mean, this could be kind of your one big run before you head off to service, and it'll be harder for you, obviously, to take part in events at that point. Saying, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really put too much thought into it right now. I'm just kind of like zoned out after winning, still trying to just gather my own thoughts. But he definitely seems very pleased.
And when he gets out of the military, Hearthstone is only going to be 2 years better than it is right now, man, because the more cards you get in the pool in the CCG, the better it gets.
Yeah, very true. Yep. Depending on what department he goes into, maybe he'll have a little bit more lax situation. But he can play a little bit while he's there. Like if he's doing a little bit more office work or something like that.
That's true. There was a StarCraft team, though, in the military for a while. There was Air Force Aces, so maybe there could be a Hearthstone team, too. Oh, strategy is vital for military success, isn't it?
This is true.
Yeah.
Although I think StarCraft is a little bit more relatable.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
It's not like you
Don't tell them that, Joe.
It's not like you call like, hey, can I get backup? Well, let me spin the wheel. Do you get the airdrop or do you get?
That's right. Knife Juggler is not an accurate representation of military tactics.
Well, of course, we wrap up the day with our 333 card event. Okay, what? That's not really what it means.
About, man.
But because we do
Masters, I like that link.
Stone.
We didn't have enough. We didn't have enough space for Hearthstone, so just Stone Masters, I guess. All right.
The Masters of Stones.
Whatever, McGurgler.
Yeah. Oh, McGurgler. Will she open a legendary today?
Maybe.
It's been lackluster. Although she knows what's up in Hearthstone, because we were watching that clip earlier during the commercial break where her and GoRush has been making like tutorial videos for players to catch up in if they're new to the game. Cause
she saw the lethal.
Well, she saw the lethal too, but she said, well, Hunter, so disrespectful, no honor.
Yep, that's about right.
But she was playing it herself, and she still admitted to it. So.
Yeah, but which one of us has the Golden Hunter, Chobra?
I played majority of my wins were with Ragnarok's Control Hunter. Just saying.
Yeah, sure they were.
Just saying.
Sure they were, man.
Just saying, man.
Yeah. All 500 of those, huh?
Well, I have a Golden Prius too. No shame.
Oh,
Come at me.
I see.
And the McGurgler still disappointing as always. I mean, I'm sorry. Just
wow, that's hard.
Just
Chobra's
no expectations.
Like leaving. He's leaving in a little bit, so now it's time to the real feelings of Chobra start to come out.
You see me like post comments on the threads like after I even go over to America.
Reddit drama thread is coming, guys. Chobra, the real story.
Yeah, once I go to America.
That's right.
I'll be like, well, we had the McGurgler crib, but let me tell you guys.
Light bomb.
Yeah, well, okay, she redeemed herself. She got some extra packs for fans.
All right.
Just in case if you're tuning in for the first time, like what they open determines how many more extra packs fans will get by drawing by a raffle system here. So, or packs, not decks. They don't get full decks. They just get packs. Oh, Riniauer, look at that grin. I love it.
Yep.
And
Neptulon. All right.
And a golden comment too. Oh, and a golden rare. Riniauer's like, yes.
This is a lot of cheer I've heard out of the crowd yet. Man.
That's great. I love Riniauer. He's so proud of his
He is. He's got that little like smug expression.
Yeah, I love it. I love Riniauer.
He's a big, adorable teddy bear. It's true.
Nothing too exciting here, but
no. What a letdown after that last pack.
Hey, man, He got more than the Mergulgar has in the past 3 weeks. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, any Goldens?
No. Well, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but the crowd is still pretty psyched. They get quite a few extra packs if they win the raffle.
Yeah,
So
good for that crowd.
yeah, man.
All right, well, it's Cojingi's turn.
All right. Lots of pressure. Like, can he match?
Not wasting any time.
Nope.
I like this guy's style, man. You just go through it, just get the packs open, move on with your life.
Oh, wow.
That's a golden legendary.
Golden Gazrilla.
Golden Gazrilla. Wow.
I've never seen the fans so animated.
That's the most exciting part of the broadcast. And an epic.
Wow, a golden epic.
Wow.
Wow.
The power of the golden coin compels you.
The headlines of Korean esports tomorrow will be
100 extra packs.
Wow, Cojingi and Rinio are two most popular Hearthstone players in Korea overnight.
I think that's the most extra packs we've ever had.
Yeah, and that's per person who wins the raffle, by the way.
Right.
So that's a lot of cards. I mean, some people will be able to fill out enough of a collection to really get in the game if they're new to it. I mean,
That's pretty huge.
yeah, you might even, quite possibly, there's a small chance that you could build Control Warrior after the 100 packs.
No, don't get your hopes up. Yeah, no handlock, no Control Warrior for you.
Yeah, but still, wow, a lot of packs being given away. So 6 people in Korea will be getting 100 packs today.
Well, Chobra, it was an exciting day.
It was.
June versus Rini Hour, going down to that 5th game. Rini Hour nearly being reverse swept, but coming back and winning it with the Patron Warrior in the end. And a similar situation for Cojingi against Janggon, almost being reverse swept, but again, a win at the very end.
Yeah, with
5th
that
game.
Paladin.
That's right.
Just grinded through those 3 games, got the win in
Wow.
the end. So we have Rinio and Cojingi moving on to the quarterfinals. They'll be facing off each other in the first match of Group B of the quarterfinals. And then tomorrow we find out the last 2 players between Cocoa.
Coco? I would just say Coco.
Coco.
I'd say Coco.
Yeah, Esperanza.
Esperanza.
Taesung. And Palmblad, of course.
I'm excited about Palmblad, man. Yeah.
We'll see if he's changed a little bit, or maybe just polished a little bit more. We talked about how he looked at the big picture really well last season, but still faltered a little bit in terms of consistency.
Well, we saw in the special event that if he's not able to get a lot of preparation time, he can kind of struggle a bit.
Yeah, and here's this is, of course, I mean, this is for everyone worldwide. Of course, the launching of Heroes of the Storm, the calling Heroes of the Storm. There we go. They forgot the comma there. But the launching event from Blizzard, it's happening in London. But we, of course, here at OGN will be broadcasting it. I will be here to broadcast it in Korean. So
hey,
I'll be sleeping over at the studio.
Yeah. Nice.
I'll be here with the Marine. We'll just have some. Maybe we'll play some Hearthstone here.
I realize what those are. Those are the 2 garrisons from Warlords of Draenor. You've got Alliance and Horde, yeah.
I'm
Pretty
not there
cool.
yet, and not there yet in WoW.
Got to be level 90 before you can start
Far
that.
away.
Start that stuff.
Just a little kid, starting off on his adventure.
What level are you now?
Like 21, 22. I haven't played in the last 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks really.
It's okay.
I've played lots of Hearthstone though. I've been playing
That's
some
okay
Heroes too. Yeah. So yeah, but if you're interested in what's going on in Heroes in the Storm, if you want to kind of celebrate the official launching of the game, stay tuned for that in about, what are we at? Like 4 hours worldwide, 5 hours.
5 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're in the West, I mean, it's prime time for you. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with more Hearthstone Masters Korea Season 2 to determine the last 2 quarterfinalists.